will set the tone. Okay, so the first thing, use the foul every quarter till the bonus. Remember the rule that we have. Control the boards.
Bene, 0-3, vai. Giusto se la fa cosa non vai cagando.
Well, hello everybody and welcome to Athens, Greece. This is the Basketball Champions League, and as you look at the quarterfinals, which is where we are, game 2 already, Telekom Basketball forcing a deciding third game, winning against SIG Strasbourg last night. Unicaja Malaga and Lenovo Tenerife winning their opening games. They are on the road at UCAM Murthy and Baxi Manresa today, respectively. And of course, our attention here is on the early game, and that is between AEK and Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem. Well, this is what it comes down to, folks. AEK, if they're hoping to get a second title in the Basketball Champions League, they won this competition back in year 2 in Athens. They've got some work to do. They've got to win today.
Coach, after a very
Let's go hear from the Hapoel Jerusalem coach.
You're here, ready to fight, to get the victory and get through that victory, your presence to the final. For how ready are you for this really difficult game?
Well, listen, we are ready as we could be ready, same as them. Okay, I mean, it's for both teams, it's a do or die. So we need to match their energy. They will have to match our energies. I'm expecting the real battle.
You've been in the arena so many years and you're so experienced. Do you expect a game with low scoring like the one we saw in Israel? Or do you think that the defense will be more loosened today between the two teams?
I don't know how many points we'll score or AEK, but we know one thing. Arena will be loud, and that's great. And actually, I believe both teams playing better in those kind of arenas.
Thanks a lot, Coach. All the best.
Thank you.
Well, you heard him do or die going into this game, although they could afford to lose and go back and win the game 3. But Alexander Zikic has a great team. Cutting Carrington, Levi Randolph, Speedy Smith, boy, he was terrific in game 1. Marek Maharis, the Latvia international, Itai Segev, Brandon Brown, Sim Sanderbene, the Estonia international, Os Blazer, Noam Yokov, the very impressive young point guard for Israel's national team. Let's go down and hear from the coach from AEK.
Shut down the TV, although the interest was great regarding what was happening on the court. We expect today also a very difficult game, and we're worrying if the difficulties against the opponent's defense are going to be the same like in Jerusalem.
For sure, we need to do better, as long as how we will execute in our offense, but also in a way how we are going to run the floor after every stop. But I still believe that our defense will set the tone.
You had 2 really bad quarters in the first game. How much have you learned this lesson so you will not repeat the same today?
No, we have emphasized, for us this is another final, and in a final you need to play every possession from the first till the last possession with the concentration of the last possession.
Thanks a lot, Coach. All the best.
Well, they're the words from Ilias Kanzouras. He's got Brenton Lamar, who didn't score in the first game. He had a really tough game. Antonis Koniadis, Andreas Petropoulos, Vasilis Xanthopoulos, Dimitris Flionis, Pierre Oriola, who also didn't score. Vlado Yankovic, Isaiah Miles, Alexander Madsen, Konstantino Papadakis, who has kind of been a breath of fresh air for this team. Of course, Akil Mitchell, a player who has really been important for this team, and one of the guys that perhaps contending for MVP honors. Let's see how this thing unfolds. Kenny Williams was terrific as well for Ike. He had 18 points. Actually, that was a career high in the Basketball Champions League for the former Tar Heel. Perhaps a big ask for him to come out and repeat that, but maybe what that indicated was how difficult it was for Ike to get those really good high percentage looks down low and to put those away. So they're going to have to do a better job of that, and it's not made it any easier for Ike when you consider just not far away from this game. They lose Gontikas to Greece International. So they're without a big man, and somebody else has got to step up. So who will that be? Without Kostas Gontikas, who I think is really perhaps flies under the radar in terms of his effectiveness. He's going to be out for about a month, so tough blow for him, tough blow for Ike. But that's the nature of the game. You've got to be able to have the next man step up. Zach Hankins, who we didn't mention when we saw the lineup at the beginning. He is another player contending for Player of the Year honors. He has been absolutely sensational this season. He owns that low post, at least when he's on defense, and really, in my opinion, it all starts with him, and it starts with Speedy Smith, the way they really protect. Speedy Smith moves his feet, comes up with his share of steals. Zach Hankins is really a terrific rim protector. And one thing that you also have to remember, this Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem team, they have not lost on the road, so it has it's been a good season for this team away from home, and they mean business. So it's a team. In fact, one of their closer games coming earlier in the year, November 1st at Bakken Bears, if you can believe it, 72-71. They won that game. So that is a look at both teams. Both rosters will also get a look at the starting fives and the referees. And this, again, is year 7 of the Basketball Champions League, and this competition just keeps getting better and better. And right now you got the Youth Basketball Champions League going on in Bursa, Turkey, and some really good basketball being played there. And you look at some of those players, and you're like, how are these guys playing in the Youth Basketball Champions League? You got some pretty big fellas getting it done, including for this Jerusalem team. And I'm sure that they will be monitoring events here tonight. We got 3 games as we go into today's play. This is the first one, and again, we've got both Lenovo Tenerife. Whoa, got all Spanish going later tonight, so that's going to make some exciting viewing. Will this be a year when Lenovo Tenerife get a 3rd championship? Will it be Unicaja Malaga's year? Will it be one of these 2 teams? Certainly, Hapoel Jerusalem feel like they've been a little bit disrespected, and I don't think they have. I think everybody appreciates how good this team is, how tough they are, particularly on defense. They do it week in and week out. I think that the general manager survey that took place on the Basketball Champions League website, that was certainly got under the skin of Hapoel Jerusalem. They felt like they should have had more players in there, hyped up a little bit more. And the best way to prove it is on the court. So we will see if they can follow up last week's impressive win. Remember, they got up by 22 points. Ike, well, they're used to playing from behind. They came back, they pulled to within 1, but they just weren't able to get over the hump, and they ended up falling. The referees tonight, Johan Rosso from France, Boris Krejci from Slovenia, and Luis Castillo from Spain. Krejci on the right, Rosso in the middle, and we are about ready to rock and roll. So can Hapoel Jerusalem make it to the first ever semifinal of the Basketball Champions League? For them, they have certainly had high expectations since they came into the Basketball Champions League. I think COVID kind of disrupted them one season when they were flying high, and we didn't really get a chance to see the best from them. But everything is right in front of them right now, and Alexander Zikic has done a great job with Hankins. Look at that, 14.5 points, 8.8 rebounds, 21.9 efficiency. And for Ike, Akil Mitchell, 15 points, 8.7 rebounds, 20.5 efficiency. So that's Akil Mitchell on the right, and it's Hankins who we got a glimpse of, who is wearing the red for Hapoel Jerusalem. Starting five for Hapoel Jerusalem: Levi Randolph, Speedy Smith, Maddox Maheres, Zach Hankins, and Or Cornelius. Cornelius, one of the elite defenders in this competition, and that is something that Speedy Smith wanted to make very clear after that last game. And there is Coach Zikic drawing up some plays. Ike, Brenton Lamar looking to bounce back from that tough game one when he didn't score. Demetrius Flionis, Vlado Yankovic, Isaiah Miles, and Akil Mitchell. How about this man, Ilias Kanzouras? I really liked his comments. It's basically like a final. You know what? It is do or die for this team. And you got to play every possession like the game depends on it. Your chances of moving on into that next phase of the competition. You got to play all 40 minutes. Who knows? Maybe we'll get some OT tonight, a little bit of free basketball. Ike, they haven't lost consecutive home games as a club in the Basketball Champions League since October 2017, and they've got the fifth best defensive rating in the Basketball Champions League. You see that, 104.7 points per 100 possessions. And Hapoel Jerusalem, the best defensive rating in the Basketball Champions League, just 101.4 points per 100 possessions. And away games this season, as I said, unbeaten, 6-0. And I think it's fair to say, it's safe to say, they haven't played a game, an away game like this. But without question, they will be fired up. The Hapoel Jerusalem fans, among the best in Europe. And if they haven't made the trip, you can believe it. They're watching at home and getting ready for what we anticipate to be an incredible basketball show. Well, hello everybody. We are underway here. The game of the week in the Basketball Champions League between Ike and Hapoel Jerusalem. And as Hapoel Jerusalem winning the opening tip, wearing the red, attacking the basket to the left and coming right out and stroking it from the free throw line was Levi Randolph. Brenton Lamar, the bounce pass to Mitchell, and a little bit of confusion there, and Levi Randolph is going to get the easiest 2 points of his season. So not the start that Ike wanted, perhaps coming in. Now they turn it over, and Ilias Kanzouras likes to talk about having a clear mind, be positive, execute, but they have looked like a confused team here on 2 of their first 3 possessions, or their first couple of possessions. Speedy Smith, he had 20 points in game 1. Always capable of going off for a big number, just like this man right here, Levi Randolph. Pass over to Maheres. Down to the baseline, misses, and the young Greek Flionis over to Yankovic. Yankovic joining this team mid-season. He's brought a spark to the team, and the spin move, he is fouled by Speedy Smith. And already Yankovic and Zach Hankins coming up and having a few words with Yankovic. Zach Hankins, one of the big talkers in the Basketball Champions League. If you're going to talk the talk, well, you're going to have to walk the walk. So we'll see what happens with Zach Hankins. He enjoys the competitiveness of these games, and they're going to send the teams over to the benches here. I think maybe we have some fireworks going on in the arena. Well, I'm fairly certain if there are fireworks, they're coming from that section. A lot of Ike fans. Referees are huddling up. You can give a warning. And you want the players to decide this on the court. You don't want any penalties thrown at Ike, but ultimately they're responsible. Remember, they had to serve a 3-game ban this season because of some scenes that took place outside the stadium. So a stadium ban where they didn't actually have. Look at the Hapoel Jerusalem fans that have made the journey. They're loving it. They certainly have not put them in the prime seats, but they are making their share of noise. So I don't know where the fireworks were coming from. So Ike had to play 3 games behind closed doors. Their home crowd, very important to them. Here's Brenton Lamar, catches the inbounds pass. Again, pulls up at the stripe and continues to go over in this series. He'd like to see the basketball go through the hoop, even if it's just making a layup. Kanzuris emphasized how crucial it was for Ike to really set the tone defensively for a good game today. But again, it's Hapoel Jerusalem. We saw those numbers. No team has been better defensively than Hapoel Jerusalem this season. Here's Zach Hankins out to Maharis, and the Latvian puts it up and nails a 3. It's a 7-0 lead. Might Luka Bonke be taking Maharis to the FIBA Basketball World Cup when Latvia make their first appearance at it later this year? That tips off in August. Here goes Akil Mitchell. And we have seen Ike with a lot of slow starts this season. And they would like to get Akil Mitchell involved as quickly as possible. And now a hold called. So a couple of quick fouls. Okay, that didn't sound very good. Hopefully that was just somebody popping a paper bag and it just got a little loud. This is what these guys live for, playing in games like this. And missing it was Isaiah Miles. 1 shot and out. Speedy Smith puts it up just inside the stripe, and 1 shot and out this time for Hapoel Jerusalem. Can Ike put the ball in the basket? Miles into Mitchell. Mitchell turns, puts it up, and he is pushed by Hankins. And Hankins looks at the referee and says, "You didn't make the call. You're right here on the baseline. Why did he make the call out on the wing?" And he's probably got a good point. Pierre Oriola, the Spaniard that joined late in the season, checks into the game as Akil Mitchell adjusts his contact lens. Oriola's played very well for this team, but he was kind of he was shut out in game 1. Jerusalem take a lot of pride in their D. Here's Lamar, still can't get it to go. Speedy Smith lives up to his name, gets it up the court quickly. Smith drifts in. Maharis passes it out to Levi Randolph. Maharis guarded by Miles. Maharis Yankovic backing up Levi Randolph. Passes it back outside to Miles. And really Ike a little stagnant offensively. Here goes Flionis. And Lamar drives in and it still won't go, but he is fouled. Well, Lamar just needs to see the basketball fall through the hoop, and we'll see if that can get him on track. So Speedy Smith picks up his second. That's a big call just 3.5 minutes into the game. And now decision time for Alexander Zikic. Do you leave Speedy Smith in and risk him picking up a third foul here early? I think ordinarily you'd want to sit him down and maybe just a couple of possessions at a minimum. But Zikic knows his player better than anybody else. So finally, Lamar sees the hoop, sees the ball fall through into the net. Let's see if that impacts his game. Maharis has already hit 1-3. He hands it off to Randolph. Randolph, nowhere to go, puts up a tough shot. Speedy Smith challenges, but mistimed his jump. Here's Lamar. And he just goes all the way in, and he is blocked by Hankins. But a foul called. Now, who is the foul on? That's the question. Boy, nobody was going to score on Zach Hankins here. But the foul on Cornelius. Hankins did a good job just raising his hands up. He didn't actually block the shot. It was Cornelius. But now Cornelius has a couple fouls. And already one of the headlines of this game is a little bit of foul trouble here early on for Jerusalem. And Lamar is thankful to get to the free throw line where he scores his third point. He's made all 3 free throws. Great atmosphere once again in this city where the sport is entrenched and has had so many big games over the years. It hosted the Final Four of the Basketball Champions League in year 2. And in fact, during the COVID, when we didn't even know if we were going to have a Final Four, they hosted a Final 8. Here's the lob. It got away, but it comes right back to Levi Randolph, but then Lamar takes it away. Looked like Lamar was almost on the ground, but he got up and dribbled and now makes a bad pass. Cornelius just takes it right away. Not sure where Lamar was going with that. He was trying to get it to Oriola, but there was no chance. So Oriola picks up his first foul. Look at that. Hapoel Jerusalem already over the limit. And that was not an enviable matchup for Oriola, so he just committed the foul. Cornelius goes out. He's got the 2 fouls, and it's not really a great development, to be honest. You lose Cornelius, and you bring in Kadeem Carrington, so it makes it even harder, you would think, for Ike. Here goes, oh boy, Lamar almost fumbled the ball away. So what you lose, perhaps, defensively with Cornelius, you get a little offense, and here's the 3-pointer, and he is wide awake now, folks. Brenton Lamar. Nice hesitation, bounce pass, Hankins goes up, oh! And it looked like he didn't know if he was going to dunk it with one hand, 2 hands. He thought about it, and then when he was coming down, he decided, I'm going to dunk it with 2 hands. Bottom line, you just want to make sure you score. Now an offensive foul called on Miles. And boy, that is hold your breath time if you're a Jerusalem fan, because it was Speedy Smith stepping in there and drawing the foul. Nine to 7, Hapoel Jerusalem on top in this Goliathian matchup. 2 big clubs going at it. Hankins, and he is hammered as he goes up, and he's got a chance for a three-point play. The way Hankins has started today, he started like an MVP, hasn't he? He was just kind of standing there. Ike, perhaps guilty of standing around themselves. So, in fact, so they've called the foul before the shot, it appears. So no and one, and it remains 9-7, but that's now 14 fouls on Ike. Randolph. Kenny Williams has checked into the game meanwhile, the sharpshooter for Ike. Majerus, will it be his second three? Yes, it will. The Latvian gunslinger. Nice follow through. 2 threes already. Here's Mitchell. Yankovic. They pass it around. Flionis much better off. Oh, Flionis tried to go behind his back. He gets it to Yankovic. He launches it. And Akil Mitchell goes up. And he is fouled by, I believe, Randolph. So Majerus, not once this season did he hit more than 1 3-pointer in a game for Hapoel Jerusalem, as Zikic makes some changes. Osbleiser comes in. But Majerus already has 2 threes. He had 4 threes on the season coming into this game. Akil Mitchell, meanwhile, makes the first. So not surprisingly, as Anthopoulos comes in for Ike, not surprisingly, Majerus has remained in the game. Segev in the game as well. He's got the basketball. The Israeli international. Here's Majerus. This time drives in and was pushed out of bounds. And that's a good call. He was nudged out of bounds. And now that is the second foul for Isaiah Miles. I mean, yeah, he was moving. It looked like there was just a little too much. He moved his feet, but then just kind of had his hands on him. Brandon Brown's checked into the game as well. Number 7 for Jerusalem. So that's a good 3-point shooter. You got to keep your eye on. He will also put the ball on the deck and get to the basket. Look at those 3-point shooting numbers for him. Alexander Madsen, the Finland international, is in the game as well for Ike. He wears number 20. The drive, good rim protection, but there is Yankovic for the putback. Xanthopoulos trying to get the foul. Remember the team that won it for Ike back in year 2 of the BCL. Here goes the 3-point shot. Brandon Brown. I built him up and then he missed the open 3. Xanthopoulos to Mitchell. Looks like he's feeling it. Passes it back outside. Xanthopoulos. Madsen. The Susiyengi for 3. Well, Alexander Madsen. Lassi Tuovi, you watching. There's your Finland international drilling the 3-ball. Is he going to win the trip to the World Cup? That's the big question. Then Kadeem Carrington is fouled as he goes up. Well, similar to Majerus hitting only 4 3-pointers before this game, as we see the replay of Carrington. And yeah, it looked like Carrington just kind of fell over. He's fortunate to get to the line. Alexander Madsen had only attempted 7 threes this season and hit 3. So Carrington has gone to the line, and he has had a great season. Misses the first. Really, really good player, averaging 12.3 points per game coming into this one. Remember, against SIG Strasbourg, he had 16 in the round of 16. Against JD Dijon, his former team, he had 17. So shaky start for him. And now Yankovic called for a tug. Come on, Vlado. So the players not enamored with some of the decisions, and I think they do well just to kind of pipe down. Look at Yankovic there. I mean, he was down there wrestling with Bleiser. Here is the drive, and Carrington puts it up and in. So Hapoel Jerusalem go back in front. Kenny Williams. Xanthopoulos to the corner. Madsen will be 2 threes. No, he misses everything this time. Hapoel Jerusalem forcing him into a shot that they didn't want to take, and Carrington now has scored 5 consecutive points. And that is a good sign for Hapoel Jerusalem. I mean, this guy is a winner. That is a beautiful sight, isn't it? If you are a fan of international basketball, of European basketball, of Israeli basketball, certainly of Jerusalem basketball.
Why you allowed him to cut the ball there? I told you, high catches, and we got the screen. One over. You're going over, then you have to play like flat. Don't turn your back. Hey! Listen, first offense, we go. One side, 5 cross. Okay, so here at the end, I have Kenny. At the end is here with Agil. We go for this. Hey, if we pass the ball behind or in front, I want them to take a look on the low post of Agil. Maxi, let's go.
It's interesting with Carrington. You look at his numbers from last season and compare them to this season, it's almost identical in terms of points production. He actually averaged 12.7 last season. He's averaging 12.3 this season. He averaged 2.4 rebounds per game, 2 rebounds per game this season, and 2.7 assists last season, 2.5 assists per game this season. So you pretty much know what you're getting when you've got him, and there's a great play from Brown taking it away from Xanthopoulos. Uh-oh, Brown for 3. That is a huge sequence right there. Hapoel Jerusalem on a run. They were down 14-13. They have scored 7 unanswered points. In fact, I think it's now 8 unanswered points. Williams gets it to Mitchell, bounce pass, beautiful play. Lamar stops the rot. Now Carrington looked like he dribbled it off his foot. He dives on the floor for the ball. They get after it. He gets after it. He gets it back, and now it looks like the decision has gone in favor of Ike. Watch this. It goes off his foot. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's because Carrington kind of jumped on top of Xanthopoulos. So good call by the referee. Carrington picks up his first foul. I mean, the ball is on the ground. Xanthopoulos had it, and Carrington just literally dived. So they've put Flionis in instead for Xanthopoulos, who is banged up a little bit on the play. And Flionis comes right off the bench and misses the first free throw. I don't see the same confidence in the faces of these Ike players that you see in the eyes of the Hapoel Jerusalem team. We'll see if that continues. Obviously, you're trailing 1-0, maybe a little bit nervous. Here's Brown, gets it across midcourt, skip pass over to Carrington, and he gets it back to Brown. Is it going to be downtown Brandon Brown? Let's have a look. No, he drives in, puts it up from the stripe, and Mitchell plays a little bit of volleyball with himself up there, gets the basketball. Three-point shot is good from Flionis. And, oh boy, that almost went in. Did you see that? And Flionis, well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that eye of the tiger is there for Flionis. He nails the big three, and Hapoel Jerusalem's lead cut. It's 21-20. Hapoel Jerusalem on top of Ike at the end of the first quarter in the game of the week. 4 threes for Jerusalem, 3 for Ike. 2 more makes inside the arc, but look at Ike at the free throw line. That's where they're getting it done. Brenton Lamar especially. They're 7 of 8 as a team. Well, you want the best plays in the first quarter? We got them for you right here. Levi Randolph coming out and hitting the first jump shot, and then ball just falls kindly to him, and he says, thank you very much, goes in for the dunk. And then Majerus says, I'm going to have my best three-point shooting game of the season. Certainly the best three-point shooting quarter. And Brenton Lamar, who was shut out in game 1, has come out and had a big first quarter. He's got 9 points. And Zach Hankins doing Zach Hankin things. And that did not count. They said the foul was before the shot, strangely. There is Majerus hitting his second three-pointer. And Xanthopoulos getting blocked by Segev, but good follow-up by Ike. Madsen, nice high-arcing three for number 20. And then Carrington got going. He scored on that layup, and then he followed that up with a three-pointer. And then it was Brandon Brown's turn after the turnover coming up. But Ike with a great bounce pass from Mitchell to Lamar, who goes to 9 points, and then Flionis right at the end of the quarter. It's put up or shut up time, folks, for Ike. If they want to extend their season, they've got to win this game. Hapoel Jerusalem do not want to play a game 3 as fun as that would be. I think probably the neutrals would love to see a game 3. And that is Brandon Brown. Great defense. Getting the basketball back for Hapoel Jerusalem. So 5-second violation. These two teams trying to get to the Final Four. Hapoel Jerusalem have never been to the Final Four. Never made it to the semifinals. There's a foul. So Levi Randolph back in the game for Hapoel, along with Sim Sandervene. Here's Randolph. Turns, fades. Strong rebound for Kenny Williams. It's Mitchell, Williams, Madsen, Lamar, and Flionis in for Ike. And the defense, hounding defense. And they commit the foul on Lamar. Well, I wouldn't say it was horrible defense, but definitely a foul. Look at that, the chest bump from the coach. You know, he'd like to be out there playing. Here's Mitchell. Ooh. And he travels. Yeah, it didn't look right, did it? It's all about the D for these two teams, and especially for Hapoel Jerusalem. Philionis trying to stick to Brown like white on rice. Now Maheras. Hankins. Randolph to the corner, and the three-point shot is off target for Brown. Look at him making it difficult. Jerusalem on Ike, bringing the basketball up the floor. Three-point shot is good. Boy, Lamar has come to play today. He's got 12. He's hit both of his threes. And great D this time from Mitchell. Now Philionis on the break. Will he go all the way? He passes out to Williams for three. Mitchell with the rebound and puts it up and in. And suddenly the momentum, it was 21-14, so this is an 11-0 run for Ike. Again, Mitchell, nobody boxes him out, and he just has the great leap and the extension to get the basketball. Now the drive, and Carrington drives and scores, and one. And I believe he finished that with his right hand. Yes, he did. Mitchell was there. So the one free throw coming. I think the fans were thinking that maybe, I mean, I was even starting to wonder because of the delayed movement to the line, Xanthopoulos. It did look like Mitchell had pretty good position there, but Carrington, terrific job finishing that with his right hand. So Kareem Carrington already with 7 points tonight. But he's missed a couple of free throws. Nevertheless, Hankins with the rebound. Williams went for the steal, but Levi Randolph has it. Philionis guarding Levi Randolph, and Randolph just bowls his way in there. He's called for a travel. I think that was probably the best case scenario. Well, maybe could have called a foul on Philionis as well because he had his hands all over him. He was wrapping him up. Good move, Levi. But at least they didn't call the charge on you. That would have been your third. Get it to Mitchell. He goes up, and he's fouled as he goes up as well. Breaks out the gun show. And it was Carrington. That's an easy call. Carrington was thinking that perhaps the foul was before the shot. He got the benefit of the call on the other end of the court, and this time it's Mitchell that gets the call. So just illustrates how these things even out over the course of the game as Carrington goes and sits down. It's been very good overall, I think, from an energy standpoint, everything. And now a real bulldog of a defender, Antonis Koniadis, the Greek international, checks into the game. Where's number one for Ike? He guards the inbounds, and they're going to have a little bit of work to get the basketball across midcourt, and they do. Speedy Smith back in. Philionis trying to harass him. Simsandabene. See how Koniadis impacts the game. Three-pointer for Speedy Smith. Look at the ball. Goes kindly to Hankins. Another opportunity. Cornelius whips it over to Smith, who sizes up the D, gets it to the corner. Vanny, good! And the Estonian, and that's what happens when teams get second chances. Look at the terrific defense from Randolph. Hands up on defense. Always get the hands up. And he just spilt that man's drink. Let that be a warning. Never take a hot or cold drink courtside unless you're willing to have it spill. Especially when Jerusalem are playing, because they are chasing basketballs. They're getting their hands up on defense. I mean, both of these teams right now trying to get it done on the defensive end. Boy, Cornelius all over Flionis. Cognatus over to Flionis, passes up the three. He's got Vanny on him, he puts it up, and the three is good. Flionis, second three of the game, and as many attempts. Ike, well and truly awake right now, folks. They started a little slowly. Here's the drive, Speedy Smith, but they turn it over. So the foul has been called. Speedy Smith goes to the bench. And if it's on Speedy, it is. That is his third foul of the game. Boy, write that down, 6:28. Instead of scoring and going to the line, he picks up his third foul. And now, arguably, the most important player in that Hapoel Jerusalem team is going to be on the bench probably for the rest of the first half.
Point guards. Why Foreman is not here? Why? We have a problem, guys, with their aggressiveness. And that we were expecting that to happen. On the other end, who is keeping them alive? Number 7. Point guard is keeping them alive. Okay? No more underestimating him. Listen, first play. Lee, come out. Come out. Set it. We are looking down. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, it's not like Jerusalem have not been aggressive themselves, but Zikic feels like they're struggling to cope with the aggressive play of Ike. So Speedy Smith on the bench with 3 fouls. Let's see how they react. And another foul has been called as Brenton Lamar goes down. So Brown comes in for him. And Brown commits the foul. That's his first. So any more fouls from Jerusalem, they're going to be putting Ike on the free throw line, where they've done a lot of damage already today. And it looked like Oriola stepped out of bounds. Ninth turnover of the game for Ike. Here's Cornelius. And boy, that was a tough pass. What a great play that was by Levi Randolph. He has to catch the ball falling out of bounds, and then he's able to throw it off of Ike. Look at this. And to make matters worse for Ike, he threw it off the head of Flionis. Obviously, it wasn't intentional. He's trying to throw it off of him just to keep possession. But no, they say that he did step out of bounds. So he didn't save it in the end. So or Cornelius with the turnover. Now he goes out. And he's also committed a foul, it seems. Or unless we've got a technical foul. Waiting for confirmation as, yeah, Brenton Lamar goes to the line and makes the free throw. So they did indeed call the technical on Or Cornelius. And meanwhile, Brenton Lamar is just having himself quite a game. He's got 12 points. Now he's got 13 with the technical free throw. It's 32-26, Ike on top. Just under 6 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Coming right out, and it's the Brenton Lamar show, folks. If you paid your ticket, if you entered the arena hoping he was going to have a big game today as an Ike fan, he's rewarding you. And look at this, Mitchell then sneaks in, takes it away from Hankins, and he's just going to go right at, oh, look at the rim protection once again from Zach Hankins. Zach attack. And Konyatis with the bump on Brandon Brown. Look at this. I mean, that is just borderline. That is just terrific defense from Hankins. Out of position. Still able to stretch, avoid the foul, and reject one of the premier interior players in this competition. Speedy Smith, you can see him sitting down with 3 fouls out of the game. He had 20 points in game 1. So it's a big blow for this Hapoel Jerusalem team. Oh, it's Blazer in the game. There's Brown. Blazer with the rebound. Here's Brown. Mid-range. Well, he's just a scorer, isn't he? Oriola hands it off to Lamar, the man of the moment. Konyatis, now to Mitchell. Double team comes back to Konyatis. Konyatis drives in, takes a tough shot. Oh, goodness me, what a finish! Konyatis as the shot clock winds down. Blazer thought they were going to call out the foul out of the perimeter, I think. And then Konyatis just knew he didn't have much time. He had to get going. What a luxury to have a player like Konyatis coming off the bench. And I mean, sometimes he doesn't play, not even in the team, and he is just a real battler. Perhaps some theatrics as well. He likes the Greek drama. There is the defense making it difficult for Hapoel Jerusalem, and the basketball goes out of bounds off of Jerusalem, and Zikic is saying, hey, try the bounce pass. Well, they could challenge that. That would be a close call there. 8 points, biggest lead of the game for Ike. And now Brandon Brown picks up another foul, guarding Flionis. I mean, the guards won the battle in game 1 for Hapoel Jerusalem, but right now the guard play has been better in this game from Ike. Flionis is front and back of the rim, stays out. Overall today, Ike have been good at the line, 9 of 12. Now 10 of 13. It's a 9-point advantage. Jerusalem trying to put the brakes on this run. Here's Brown driving in. Great. Again, protection. Looked like some contact. No call. Oriola crosses midcourt. Oriola for three. And it doesn't fall, but Flionis doesn't give up on it. You can't fall asleep on number 7. He will knock the ball away. Randolph forces his way in, and Flionis with the foul. That is team foul number 4. Feels like the message from the bench today for Ike has been, don't let them have anything easy. What a quick turn, though, and Randolph goes in. Goal interference. Randolph has had some good moments in this game. Yeah, that was on the way down. Good call by the ref. Flionis goes out. Vlado Yankovic comes in, so a little bit more size. Mitchell not tempted to take the 3. And Hankins, and good defense. Watch Lamar. Ooh. I don't know. That's 50-50 right there. They just called the turnover. Koniatis trying to stick with Brown. Bounce pass. Hankins. Back outside to Bleiser. Now Brown. A meter behind the arc. And Jerusalem not really getting what they wanted there. Surely you got to get Levi Randolph touches. Mitchell. Is he going to try his luck against Hankins? It's going to have to be Phil. He's not going to have his luck, but he's going to get fouled. Must have been the body because there was a lot of ball from Hankins, who has been a tower of power down low. Look at this. Well, they called the foul on Brandon Brown, in fact, not on Hankins. So timeout late in the first half.
Okay, goal 1. Lee. Lee, you here. Set the screen. Just come there. You understand me?
Set it deep. I'm gonna start here. Set it deep so I can catch on the bus and not here.
Okay? If he don't get it, say come, boom. Second play, 1 clear. Hey, guys, Zach, don't play behind him. Try to play 3/4. Guys, I know, they're calling everything. Let's cut this to possession game. Let's go.
So Gilgan Mitchell goes to the line where today he has been 3 of 3. He's got 7 points, 5 rebounds, and he has turned it over 3 times. Brenton Lamar has been the pick of the players. He's got 15 points. Mitchell only makes 1 of 2, but there is Oriola with the rebound. Lamar. They pass it. Oriola wide open 3. You can count it. Triple from Oriola. Well, he moved from Girona in Spain, and it's been a good move for him, but there's Randolph, and here's the guy that, to me, has to get the touches, Oriola. He's not shy. First 3 of the game for Oriola. In fact, that's his first 3 points of this quarterfinal series. Here is Jankovic. Boy, what great composure that was from Mitchell as the ball almost went out of bounds. He saved it and had the wherewithal to pass to his teammate, Jankovic. Levi Randolph attacks. His pass hit by Ike. It's going to stay at this end, but just 1.8 seconds remaining. The Queen up by 11. Randolph gets it off just in the nick of time. No, he did not. Did not leave his hands in time. So Ike with a chance to build on their double-digit lead. And now there appears to be some type of issue, and something may have been thrown onto the floor. I don't know. Oh, the crowd looking up, and teams are going to have to retreat to their benches. Well, you hate to see this. Some knucklehead decides he wants to ruin it for everybody. So, assuming, I just don't know which team it might have come from. You can see the Ike fans in the lower level appealing, I believe, to the Ike fans to sit down, perhaps. Difficult to say, but the referees are talking it over. So 43-32 as the referees pause, and it's the second time that a disturbance in the crowd has led to a break in the action. Boy, those fans need to be careful up there in the railings. You'd hate to see something happen. Have somebody fall. Ike 6 of 10 from three-point range, 5 of 11 for Jerusalem. The big difference has been the free throw line. Hapoel Jerusalem 1 of 5 at the free throw line compared to 11 of 15 for Ike. Also, Ike doing a better job on the glass, on the boards in this game than in game one. Well, the commissioner's taking a photo of something, and I don't know if that's the clock to let them know when this happened. Was it water that was thrown onto the court? Okay, so it looks like it's somebody from the Jerusalem section. Yeah, so that looks like maybe it could be an appeal to both fans, not just the man on the speaker speaking to the Ike fans to tell them not to throw anything, but also they wanted to get a message in Hebrew up to the Jerusalem fans in case. So I don't want to speculate who threw it, but hopefully that'll be the last time that happens. What we do know with all certainty is that Ike lead at 43-32, a minute and a half to go in the first half. And coming right out, Lamar to the corner. They pass it around the perimeter. Coniatis, again, a little runner, a little teardrop. And how about this? The spark that Antonis Coniatis, I was thinking it was going to be his defense that made the big difference for Ike. But in fact, he's hit a couple of big shots here. The lead goes to 13 points. Levi Randolph, boy, it is so obvious. Blinking red lights. Get him the basketball, Jerusalem. He nails the three-pointer. He's got 11 in the game. And if you're Ike, you better put somebody on Levi Randolph. And Brandon Brown now commits his third foul. So not ideal picking up your third foul inside the, oh no, it's his fourth foul. Goodness gracious. I lost count. Oh, that's tough. Indeed, 4 fouls on Brandon Brown, and Zikic is asking what happened. And Coniatis, meanwhile, is just wreaking all kinds of havoc out there. He goes to the line and makes the first free throw. So Speedy Smith with 3 fouls, Brandon Brown with 4 fouls. It doesn't happen often that you see a player get 4 fouls, at least not when I'm watching games. Although I do remember Marc Gasol getting 4 fouls in the gold medal game at the Olympics in London for Spain. That was, and in fact, he didn't even foul out of that game. Here's Majerus. Levi Randolph. They got to get it up, and as Yakov, the young Israeli who's checked into the game here, Noam Yakov, they get it back. Yakov was sensational against Slovenia in the last game of the European qualifiers for Israel for the FIBA Basketball World Cup. There's the drive, and Randolph once again answers the call for Hapoel Jerusalem. 13 points for number 2. The word unstoppable comes to mind when thinking about Levi Randolph right now. Timeout on the court for Ike.
Okay, it's clear. It's 5 seconds. Isaiah, Achil, Vlado out of bounds. Screen for B and move towards the box. Hey, you screen for Achil and you go. I want B to receive the ball. So she will come like this. No. Jan, you screen for Achil. Jan is screens for B. Deliver the ball to B. And I need a very high screen. And then we go. Jenny and Vlado. Okay. Hey, cut the ball face to the ball. Okay, let's go.
So I'm trying to get something here right at the end of the first half. Zach Hankins guarding Akil Mitchell. Zach Hankins, by the way, what a Twitter handle he's got. Hanky McSpanky. They got to hurry. Brenton Lamar gets by Hanky McSpanky, puts it up and misses. So that is how the first half finishes. The basket by Levi Randolph pulls Hapoel Jerusalem to within 10 points. Still a lot of work to do for Ike, but they lead it 47-37 over Hapoel Jerusalem in Game 2 of the quarterfinals. So the numbers, the free throws, obviously the greatest disparity. Otherwise, it's really similar numbers. 12 more free throws being made by Ike. Jerusalem, even when they get to the line, they're not making them, just 1 of 5. Also, Ike out rebounding Hapoel Jerusalem, 1 more assist for the visitors today. A couple more steals for Ike. So defensively, probably doing a good job. What Katsuris was looking for. Lamar has the 15 points, 13 points for Randolph.
We have 20 more minutes to play the same defense. I think if we keep it up, we're going to win the game. The defense gives us speed in the offense, and I think we're going to make it.
Thank you, Vlado.
So Vlado Yankovic giving us some words. Let's go down and hear from Jerusalem. Okay, maybe not. So 10-point lead for Ike at halftime, 47-37 over Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem. Ike trailed by 1 at the end of the opening quarter, but then went in front by as many as 13 points in the second. Right now it's a 10-point lead here in the Ano Leosia Olympic Hall. Well, it was a good start to the game for Levi Randolph. He scored the game's first 2 points. Also scored the last 2 points of the first half. Maharis, the first of his 2 3-pointers. Speedy Smith with a bounce pass to Hankins, a.k.a. at Hanky McSpanky. Kenny Williams had the big game last time with 18. But has not been a factor. Yankovic has been tough. Madsen came out, stroked the 3-pointer. Kadeem Carrington had some big moments here early on, and it felt like Hapoel Jerusalem had the wind in their sails with Carrington and Brown going on, accounting for an 8-0 run, but then Ike answered in style. Flionis with that 3-pointer, and then a lot of this man, Brenton Lamar. And that was the foul that was called on Mitchell. But then at the other end, Mitchell got his own back. Simsander Vanny with his 3-pointer. And Flionis with his second 3 of the game. Feels kind of like some of the players that really need to step up offensively for Jerusalem have been a little anonymous today. Be interesting to see if Coach Zikic could make some changes. Konyatis, you couldn't have written the script any better for him today. Coming off the bench in the second quarter, scoring on that drive, getting an and one, getting to the free throw line. And after the goal interference, you had Pierre Oriola, the Spaniard, nailing the 3. But Randolph has just been elite today. Great awareness from Mitchell to get the basketball to his teammate Yankovic. So you want to see some Levi Randolph? We're going to give you some. Here he is, the leading scorer of the game for Jerusalem. He's got 13 points. That was the easiest 2 after the turnover. You can see he's 5 of 7 inside the arc. And he's hit his only 3. And that was this right here. So Levi Randolph is definitely in tune right now. And without a doubt, he needs his touches. Here he is scoring, spinning, getting into the lane. And if Brenton Lamar had the number on his jersey last week when he failed to score, he has done something completely different in this game. Already 15 points. He's made all 5 of his attempts from the free throw line, and he is 4 of 6 from the floor. He's got 15 points, and Ike trying to pull a page out of Telecom Basket's Bond book, who won their game last night at 6 Strasbourg to force a game 3. Ike trying to do the same thing tonight. They're leading it by 10 points at halftime, 47-37. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back before the start of the second half. I'll leave you with this shot of Brenton Lamar. He did the hard work, and the ball just didn't drop. Here it's Vizuela, hooping and scooping. Here's Marcelinho again. What a pass. What a pass to Sherberdini. Goodness me. A little bit of power in that throwdown. And now the rejection from Robinson. Get out of here.
Two will tie it up. Keane throwing it. There's the 3. Bonne nuit. Bienvenue à la maison de Marcus Keane. Marcus Keane. Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Keane. Big time 3-pointer.
It's a 12-point difference. Harding pulls up and misses. They battle for the rebound. Good job, William Joe. Passes. Oh, goodness gracious. Coming out of nowhere. Devin Robinson. Look at this. Just get it to Devin. Find him. Goodness me.
This is the Youth Basketball Champions League.
Coach, your plan looks like it's working so far. The defense is there, the offense is there, and you're ahead in the margin. Do you think that you can keep up in the same pace?
The game is 40 minutes. For sure, we are playing solid, but now we have to leave everything on the floor, offense and defense.
Are you worried about the energy?
If I'm worried about the energy in this kind of game, then I have to think to fire the condition coach.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
(47-37) Ike on top of Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem in game 2 of this quarterfinal series. And what a quarterfinal series it has been. Jerusalem winning game 1. They led by as many as 22 points in that game. In the first half, Ike battled back, closed the gap on multiple occasions to 1 point, but just could not get over the hump and fell. So Ike came into this game needing to win to stay alive and to force a game 3. Hapoel Jerusalem, meanwhile, well, what a great season they've had. They have not lost on the road. They've won all 6 of their road games. Of course, they finished first in the regular season group and then in the round of 16 group. And they have just been sensational. But today, they haven't been quite as good. But as Elias Kanzouras said for Ike, it is a 40-minute game. And not sure about the question. Are you concerned about the conditioning, or are you going to be able to hold up? I mean, you're going to lay everything out on the line in this game. And I guess Kanzouras said, well, I'll have to go talk to my conditioning coach if, in fact, our guys can't make it the whole way. But if anything, they look pretty good to me today. And how about the play of Cognatas coming off the bench, providing a real lift? And the one thing that is so clear in these games in the Basketball Champions League is that you have to have a deep bench, and those rotations do come into play. So far today, both teams have used a lot of players. So 10 of the 12 players have logged minutes so far for Ike. Remember, no Gontikas. He is injured and not able to play tonight. And 11 of the 12 players in the Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem team have seen action tonight. And the one that's really been doing Yeoman's work, putting the team on his back and carrying them, has been Levi Randolph with 13 points, but they still trail by 10 points at the break. Speedy Smith, he's got 3 fouls. Brandon Brown, he's got 4 fouls. All types of obstacles to overcome for Jerusalem if they want to come back and win this game. But we've come to expect the unexpected in the Basketball Champions League over the years. It has been a theater of thrills and a lot of surprises at every turn. So lots of playmakers in this Hapoel Jerusalem team. Is not just Levi Randolph. We know that Speedy Smith, who had the big 20 points in game 1, he's still got another 20 minutes to work his magic. Maybe it'll be Hankins, maybe it'll be Maharis, maybe it'll be Noam Yaakov, the young Israeli international who got on right at the end of the first half because of the foul trouble to Brown, and the foul trouble experienced by Brown as well as Speedy Smith. Or Cornelius so far has yet to score, has yet to even attempt a shot. Speedy Smith, he had the 20 last week. He has nothing tonight. Simsan Dervani only has the 1 3-pointer, the Estonian international. So lots of candidates to step up. You know, Kadeen Carrington had it going for a while for Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem. He's got 7 points. Maharis has the 2 3-pointers, and Levi Randolph has the 13. They have done the bulk of the scoring, and Brandon Brown has the 5. Flionis struggled a little bit early in this game, as sometimes he does. Takes him a little bit of time to heat up, but he's got 8. And again, the contributions from Konyatis have, if they've been unexpected, they have been timely. And I don't know why they would be unexpected, because, you know, this guy's been playing in the Basketball Champions League for several years now. You know, he used to really play a lot of minutes, a ton of minutes for PAOK back in the day. And interestingly, we haven't seen Konstantinos Papadakis yet, but I think that's because the guard play has been so good for Ike, and especially from Brenton Lamar, who went from scoring no points last week to 15 points in the first half tonight. Isaiah Miles has yet to score. He kind of struggled early on. But again, the good development for Ike has been Lamar, Akil Mitchell, who has 8 points, 5 rebounds, a couple of steals. Yankovic has been active with 4 points. Pierre Oliola, while he only has 3, he's 1 of 2 from deep. He also has 3 rebounds, a couple of assists. And it's also interesting, we haven't seen Petropoulos yet. So Xanthopoulos has only played 3 minutes. So from game to game, you just don't know which players are going to step up, which ones are going to do it. So it seems like we have a slight delay here. And I don't know if they've asked some fans perhaps to exit, or if some fans are moving, but clearly we hope it's not anything major. I think if it were, the players wouldn't be on the court warming up right now. So those parents, I don't know if they're moving down into the expensive seats. But hopefully everything is going to be okay. We're going to start this second half soon. Always great to see the kids come out to the games. And it's what we've seen more and more in Greece, both with Ike, also with the Greece national team. There's Xanthopoulos. Looks like he took a knock on the head. You might remember he was fouled and had to leave the game. And Flionis came in and attempted his free throws. So that's why he's only played 3 minutes. So we already know that SIG Strasbourg and Telekom Baskets Bonn are going to play a deciding Game 3 next week. That'll be in Bonn. And the big question is, are we going to have a deciding Game 3 in this one? I would have said yes before the start of this game. I would anticipate it. Just such a home court advantage here for Ike. So something is being spoken of the tannoy right now to the crowd, and I assume it's something about some things that have been thrown onto the court. So the referees, Johan Rosso in the middle there from France, the crew chief, telling something to Zikic, clearly some type of issue regarding a crowd disturbance. And I don't know, I don't want to accuse either team's fans of being responsible here, but it looks like it might have something to do with something that was in the visiting section. You know, the Ike's fans have been on red alert after the crowd, or after the disturbances, which led to their 3 games behind closed doors. So hopefully we're going to get underway, and it's nothing serious. But again, the referees right now right in front of the commissioner's table, communicating something with the Hapoel bench. So Boris Krejci, the Slovenian referee, also conversing with members, one of the assistant coaches of Hapoel Jerusalem. And this delay is, I think, not what anybody wants from a playing standpoint. They want to get it going. See number 31 there? That's Noam Yakov, who is, again, he played right at the end of the first half. It'll be interesting to see if he gets many minutes today because of the foul trouble. But trust me, folks, he was sensational for Israel, one of the up-and-coming stars in international basketball. It's going to be fun watching him take off. And meanwhile, Luis Castillo on the right, Boris Krejci in the middle, and Johan Rosso on the left are huddling up and just making sure that everything is in order, everything is under control. Referees go through extensive training through FIBA, and no doubt this is the type of issue that will come up in case there is some type of a crowd disturbance. So you do wonder sometimes in cases like this if they're going to call it maybe a little tighter than usual here at the start of the second half. Anyway, stakes are too high for the players to make any mistakes. We're underway, folks. Thank goodness for that. Speedy Smith with the 3 fouls is in the game for Hapoel Jerusalem, who are trying to come back from a 10-point deficit. Levi Randolph with 13 points, leading his team. He's got the basketball. Majerus, who had the 2 first-half threes. Cornelius steps inside, puts it up, and misses. The follow from Majerus knocked out of his hands. It'll stay at this end. Majerus has got the hops, folks. He can get up. So Smith, Majerus, Brown, Hankins, and Cornelius. Oh, boy, Majerus just flung his right arm and caught Miles in the face. He was frustrated that he didn't score on the previous. Watch him right here on the left of your screen. He's going to swing his right arm. And now they've called a foul on Ike. So we talk about calling it tight, and that's exactly what's happening. And that's on Brenton Lamar. So it is a hot atmosphere in more ways than one right now in this arena here in Athens. And again, it's game 2, the quarterfinals. Speedy Smith comes out and nails a 3. And that's exactly what Jerusalem need. They need a good start to this second half. Cornelius, the excellent defender on Lamar, forces the ball out of his hands to Flionis. And the whistle blows, and another foul, and this time it is called on Cornelius. Well, pretty easy call to me. Or you got your right arm out there on his waist. And if they're going to call it tight, they're definitely going to call that. Oh, what a play. The inbounds alley-oop pass to Vlado Yankovic. Well, I've been really impressed by Yankovic since he's come over to Ike. He has been terrific. And now, here he comes, Mitchell with the steal and the dunk. And this looks like an Ike team right now that is not going to be denied tonight. Terrific play. Mitchell just powering his way up for the dunk. And now they've gotten the crowd involved once again. Speedy Smith. He's hit a 3. Will it be another? Not this time. Yankovic can't rebound it, but Cornelius does. Here, Hankins. He is fouled. Yankovic trying to come up with a steal. No argument from him. Incredible atmosphere here in Athens as Cornelius goes out. His team trailing by 11 points. Now Speedy Smith is fouled by Flionis. Ike trying to create some havoc here with their defense, get some easy buckets. Xanthopoulos again, who had to leave the game after playing just 3 minutes in the first half, re-enters the game, and now he has to guard Speedy Smith. And you know Speedy Smith is going to go to town. Here he goes. He drifts in, and he is fouled. No, another foul has been called. So just a little, it was like riding his back. They called the foul on Vasilis Xanthopoulos. Randolph, you can count it. He is money in the bank tonight. He is perfect. Entry pass to Yankovic, going right at Randolph. And Randolph fouls. Now he's got some foul trouble as well. He's got 15 points, but he's also got 3 fouls. Excuse me, he's got 2 fouls. Xanthopoulos. Miles for 3. That's good. Despite being closely guarded by Majerus, Miles, feet set, released it, nails it. Carrington into the game, and the ball goes out of bounds. Back over to Ike. Miles drilling it. Here's Xanthopoulos. Down low to Mitchell. Spins, puts it up, high arcing shot. Extraordinary effort, falling out of bounds, able to save it, Brenton Lamar. And there's Miles missing from 3 from deep. And Jerusalem get a badly needed bucket from that man once again. Levi Randolph having himself a game tonight. 17 points. Here's Randolph. Down low, and he scores again, is up to 19 points. And the pass down low, and Miles scores. Randolph spinning, and the foul has been called. So Randolph trying to put his team on his back and carry them to victory tonight. It would be a come from behind victory if it happens, but probably has been the top player in this game. I mean, he is just not missing. And the way he's going, you wouldn't rule anything out for Jerusalem. They got to get something going with their defense as well. Brenton Lamar breaks it up. Is something going to open? It's going to be Lamar putting it up and in. having himself a game. Brenton Lamar now 17 points. Remember, he came over when the team parted ways with Frazier. Now Hankins misses the dunk. Brenton Lamar again, hands it off, and another two. Oriola this time, and the lead is 12. Not a good sequence for Hapoel Jerusalem. Here's Speedy Smith, bounce pass, Maheras. Good answer from the Latvian. And a blocking foul has been called on Maheras. Not over the limit yet. Lamar. Oriola. Williams in the game. Gets it to Xanthopoulos for three! Ike with the momentum. Speedy Smith. Xanthopoulos chasing him. Great play. Speedy Smith. They stay. They crash the boards. Now a chance to run. Lamar over to Oriola. Shares the basketball. Back to Oriola. And it'll stay at this end. Segev got back and played defense. Great effort, great hustle. You just have to keep competing if you're Hapoel Jerusalem. I mean, 13 points. If things go well, they can battle back. And Kenny Williams comes over. Foul called, puts Miles on the free throw line. And it's the biggest lead of the game right now for Ike. They're up 15 points. Smith left open, knocks down the two. The crowd is loud for the home team right now. Xanthopoulos over to Miles. Brenton Lamar again into the corner. And good defense from Jerusalem. Zikic applauds his players. They've got 5 seconds on the shot clock. Oriola, beautiful pass, and Kenny Williams just snuck in on the baseline. A little backdoor action there. I mean, they just kind of forgot he was over there and just ran the baseline, and the former Tar Heel puts it up and in. Remember, Williams had 18 points last week. Wasn't really a factor in the first half. Here's Kadeem Carrington. He misses. And the ball goes back over to Ike. Fascinating series between a giant from Israel and a giant in Greece. Ike, former winners of this competition, trying to make it back to the Final Four. But they've got to win 2 games against Hapoel Jerusalem. Jerusalem have not lost on the road this season, but they are facing a mountain to climb right now here in Athens. Carrington pulls up, and another miss, another rebound for Miles. Xanthopoulos calls the play. Carrington guarding him. Xanthopoulos for three. You're going to leave him open, and he doesn't make you pay. Now Speedy Smith quickly over to Randolph, and not this time. A little long, but it was such a bad miss that it fell to Segev, who puts it up and in with the putback. So timeout called by Katsouris.
Press break. Next again. Pay attention. Isaiah. Chia. Beat your Chia. Iran to twist. Yeah, you are Chia. Start here. Okay, so on this action. I wait. You wait. You don't go for. Listen. If she goes like this. I go. No, you scream. No, I'm saying I go to him. Then listen. We go for this. You fake to go for the screen. And we go for this. On the switch. Every switch. Dive to the basket. Maxi again.
Well, still plenty of time for Hapoel Jerusalem to overturn this 13-point deficit, but they've got to get stops. Williams takes it back. 10 on the shot clock. Williams drifts in, misses the shot, and Segev knocks it over to Speedy Smith. And true to his name, he speeds up the floor, but his pass a little errant. However, at the right place at the right time, once again, Segev, and he puts it up and in. A couple of times the bad misses have fallen right to Hapoel Jerusalem's Segev, and he scored with putbacks. Here's Lamar. He gets rejected by Segev. What a play by Itai Segev. Speedy Smith goes behind his back. Here comes Carrington, and he's fouled. Extraordinary effort by Segev, who appears to have injured his left hand on that block. He may have to come out of the game. He looked beaten for all intents and purposes, yet was able to get the block. Here he is going over to the bench. So Carrington, if he makes this, it'll be down in single digits. And you can just feel this game definitely is not over. A lot of work to do for Ike as Jerusalem closed the gap now to 9 points. Fleonis back in the game. Looks at his options. Guarded by Carrington. Miles. Oh, beautiful pass. Oriola with a pump fake and misses the layup again. Unbelievable. And it was the presence of those tall defenders. Now Speedy Smith. And what an opportunity, goes begging. Segev misses on the alley-oop. Now Miles buries it. And that is a 5-point swing, folks. Huge, huge sequence. That was a big opportunity for Jerusalem. We'll try to hold it for the last shot here this quarter. Speedy Smith. I feel the need for Speedy. He loses it, gets it back just in time. And not how they wanted it to finish. Well, it's an uphill battle. But Hapoel Jerusalem still with 10 minutes remaining. Nevertheless, it's Ike leading at 70-58 at the end of 3. Well, the free throws are huge. 15 of 19, now 2 more makes from three-point range for Ike. Hapoel Jerusalem are shooting 53% inside the arc. They're 16 of 30, but it's an uphill battle right now. Here are the best plays from the third quarter. And that was definitely one of them. Flionis to Yankovic, the inbounds pass and the alley-oop. And then the steal and the dunk. Miles has shown up at the party here in this third quarter. He has been terrific. He's got 10 points. Randolph continues to produce. Randolph 21 points in the game. And that was a big three from Xanthopoulos. Quiet start to the game for Speedy Smith. He had the foul trouble. He's got 5 points now as we start the fourth quarter. Hey, folks, the Youth Basketball Champions League is going on right now in Bursa, Turkey. And trust me, folks, you need to watch it. It is exciting stuff watching these young players. All the clubs in that competition, their senior clubs, are in the Basketball Champions League. What a sight here in Athens as Ike fans try to get their team to the finish line to force a Game 3 in the quarterfinals. Flionis turns it over. Brandon Brown over to Carrington. Back outside to Randolph. It's a 12-point lead. Carrington into the corner. Gets it back. Carrington, Randolph, Segev, Brown, and Vene. And the charge, or the turnover. Good job by Kenny Williams. Feet set. Well, you know Hapoel Jerusalem are not going to... They're not going to make this easy at all for Ike here in the closing stages. But that was great, or good position rather, established by Williams. They called traveling on Carrington. There's Coniatis, Flionis, Oriola, Miles, and Williams on the court right now for Ike. Here's Coniatis. He was terrific in the first half, and he comes out and drills a three. Boy, talk about an X factor in this game. He fits the bill. He has been terrific. 9 points. It's not just about defense for Coniatis. He can produce offensively. His job is to slow down the man with the ball. Carrington. Maharis for three. Excuse me, that's Vene. Vene for three, missing. So Vene trying to establish position down low, guarded by Miles. Now he's going to pop out. So Hankins on the bench with Segev and Vene doing the heavy lifting. Now the referees want to check something. Luis Castillo, the Spanish referee, with the basketball. Remember, Telecom Baskets Bonn forced a Game 3 against SIG Strasbourg last night. So their quarterfinal decider will be next week in Germany. Here's Brandon Brown, hits a three. Well, maybe that'll be the start of something beautiful for Jerusalem. They're still trailing by 12 points. Brown with 8. Williams, give and go. And traveling on Oriola, the Spanish forward. So Mitchell is going to replace Oriola. And another opportunity for Hapoel Jerusalem. Here's Randolph. Brown for three. Not this time. Miles having himself a second half. Gets it over to Flionis. Miles from deep. You can count it. Well, Miles has been. Oh, there's Strelnieks, Janis Strelnieks, the Latvian who was lost for the season for AEK with the Achilles injury. He's here watching the game, I believe, with his daughter. And Simsander Vene turns it over, called for the charge or an offensive foul. Itai Segev and his teammates go over to the bench. Here's Brown, and yeah, it was the moving screen.
Wait! If we switch, why are you here? Why are you leaving him open? Why? Dean, you come up. Set your man first. And guys, we play 2-on-2 and they deny. That means we need to attack. Do we understand that? Give me one clear, one time. Let's go, let's go. Come on.
AEK only briefly led in game one. That was at the start of the game by 2 points. They fell behind by 22. They were able to close the gap back to 1 point, but not able to reclaim the lead. But tonight they have been in front for most of this contest. Levi Randolph has nevertheless had a great game, 21 points. There's still time here for Hapoel. They got to get stops if they want to sweep this quarterfinal series. Bounce pass, Mitchell, outside it goes. Yankovic for three, that's off. He missed that one badly. Now Carrington. Konyatis guarding him, and now Carrington blows past him. Carrington misses the layup, but a foul called. So, looks like they called the foul on Yankovic. So Vlado Yankovic, rather, with the personal, and Carrington, and into the lane. So he made the first, but he misses the second, and they're also in the lane too early, so Kadeem Carrington is going to go out. Brandon Brown is Speedy Smith in the game with Randolph. Also, Maharis is checked back in, along with Segev. No, excuse me, it's still Vanney in the game. And they turn it over. Brown has it mid-court. Speedy Smith. Vanney for three. You can count it. And it's back to an 11-point game. This is Speedy Smith drawing all the attention. Then he finds his teammate open for the three. Here's Mitchell. Yankovic down to Mitchell. Tough ask for Segev guarding Mitchell. Wow, does a great job. Now they pass it. Flionis for three. And nobody boxes out, but then Yankovic misses with the putback. Oh, that's interesting. That just opens the door a little bit more for a potential comeback here for Jerusalem. Segev over to Speedy, but then he throws it away. He thought Vene was going to cut to the basket. Just under 6 minutes to go. Ike trying to force the game 3 in the quarterfinals, the decider. Still some work. Here's Kenny Williams missing it from deep. Brown quickly up the floor. Randolph loses his handle, gets it back, puts it up, and a foul has been called. And Randolph has a couple of free throws. Looks like he might have twisted his ankle. So Cunyadas whistled for the personal. It's already been a great season for Jerusalem. They won the State Cup, beating Maccabi Tel Aviv. Love to get to the semifinals of the Basketball Champions League for the first time in club history. Randolph goes 1 of 2 at the line. Ike. Yes, they'd like to take time off the clock, but they got to keep playing. Here's Fleonis, and the foul called on Vene. So he had his hands all over Akil Mitchell. Jakovich exits the game. Miles back in, and Ike able to maintain possession. Cunyadas has it. Shot clock winding down. Cunyadas for 3, falls down. And another chance. Here comes Jerusalem. The clock is not the enemy yet, but it soon will be. Here's Speedy Smith. Takes it down low and earns a trip to the free throw line. And whenever you can get fouls, stop the clock, get to the free throw line, that is ideal. And then if you can make your free throws, you can set up your defense. Brenton Lamar, it's time for him to come back into the game. So Cunyadas goes out. It's Lamar, Fleonis, Kenny Williams. See Smith's numbers in terms of assists today. Brandon Brown goes out. Or has he? He might stay in, actually. Speedy Smith misses the first. Free throw line has not been kind today, nor has it been all season. Oh boy, Speedy Smith missed both, but it looked like Miles called for a foul. Or was he just got into the lane too soon, so it'll be a second attempt for Speedy Smith. I mean, coming into this game, Hapoel Ben Yahav Jerusalem, the worst free throw shooting team in the competition. So no, it wasn't that he got in too soon. He was called for a foul on Vene. So now he has a couple of opportunities. And he makes the first, so it could be a big trip down the floor. It's back to a 9-point game. Well, certainly a better trip down the floor than if they'd settled for the 2 misses. And Vene hunkers down and makes both. Ike having to work hard here at the end of the game to put this thing away. Remember, Jerusalem haven't lost on the road all season in the Basketball Champions League. Brenton Lamar from the corner. Wow. It is unbelievable. Didn't score in game one. He's got 20 points tonight. Carrington pulls up and misses. That Brenton Lamar three was huge. Oh boy, what was Mitchell doing? Randolph took it away. And Mitchell just, well, he is not going to want to see that on the game tape. He knows exactly what happened. He gets the rebound, then he holds it out carelessly. And Randolph just took it right away from him. And Kansouras can't hardly believe it. And the only good thing is that this is where they've really been challenged. Jerusalem tonight, they are just having a nightmare at the stripe, shooting in the 50s. Now 10 of 19. So shooting 52.63% at the free throw line. Hapoel Jerusalem. 4 minutes remaining. Flionis. Entry pass to Mitchell. Oh, beautiful pass. Mitchell to Lamar. Boy, Mitchell, he just does so many good things out there. Obviously, he turned the ball over after getting that rebound, but now he goes down and gets another assist. Look at that pass. If you're being double teamed, somebody's open, and that somebody has to cut to the basket, and that's exactly what Brenton Lamar did. $12 points the difference between these two teams. And Jerusalem, clock is becoming the enemy right now. They've got to go fast. Randolph. Speedy Smith loses the handle, gets it back, and Brenton Lamar kind of in the scramble commits to foul, and just not a good play from Brenton Lamar. Stop the clock and you put him on the line. But again, this has been one of the themes of this game, is Jerusalem's inability to make free throws. It's been pretty good all season. Makes that and gets it back to a 10-point game. Flionis turns to his right. Carrington trying to stay with him. Mitchell. The double is there. Flionis is open. Goes between his legs. Shot clock about to expire. He has to launch it. He does! That is a backbreaker right there from Flionis. Good D, forcing the turnover, and it's going to lead to a dunk from Brenton Lamar. No, he's just going to lay it over the rim. Oh, they played so hard on defense only to give this away right at the end of the shot clock. And then this happens. So timeout on the court. Well, Ike fans going to be happy if they can force the game 3. Does seem pretty conclusive that their fans were to blame for the stoppage in play earlier. Here's Mitchell coming up with the steal. Goes in for another dunk. Carrington from deep, missing, follows up the miss. And the foul called on Miles. So Carrington goes to the line, but it is a mountain right now. Biggest deficit of the game, 17 points. Flionis. So Ike would like nothing more right now than just take time off the clock. Flionis shot clock winding down, puts up and doesn't score, but there's the putback by Akil Mitchell. And the foul called on Kenny Williams. Yeah, that's a foul. Grabbed him. And even then, you're up 18 points. You don't need to be talking to the referee right now. Randolph, and unfortunately for Jerusalem, this is going to be the biggest blemish, I think, on this performance has just been their free throws. It's been a woeful effort. You can't shoot in the 50s of a big game like this and expect to win. Flionis takes it back out. Pass down low and the layup. Flionis, another 2 for him. And another foul. And it's just not necessary. Just, if you're Ike, you want this game to finish as quickly as possible. Williams picks up his 4th foul. And you can see that Speedy Smith is not the happiest player on the court. So Speedy Smith has still only got 3 fouls, but he's got 5 turnovers to go with his 8 assists. And just all is not well all of a sudden over there on that bench. They're going to have to regroup and get ready for game 3. What a game for Lamar. Probably the player of the game. Just terrific. Helped them settle down today with his scoring, just overall play. But I mean, Coniatis was terrific coming off the bench. Mitchell has been solid. Nice play by Randolph. I mean, boy, how many times are you going to go out and play like Randolph did tonight and not win the game? I mean, he has been phenomenal. Look at that, 28 points. Yakov in the game, the young man I was telling you about, the guard. Here's Flionis, another three, not this time. Boy, Miles beats Hankins to the basketball. So a new 14 for Ike. Levi Randolph commits the foul. Madsen, Ike trying to put the finishing touches on a Game 2 victory today. A do or die. Here's the lob and the dunk. Well, a lighthearted dunk from Madsen. Carrington. Down low to Hankins, and then he is fouled. So 2 more free throws. Look at this. And Madsen, instead of throwing it down in anger, just kind of like pushed it down through the hoop. Here is Hankins at the free throw line. And makes the second. So I think they'll cross midcourt, and then they'll just hold on to the basketball. Kadeem Carrington seems like he might even commit a foul here right at the end. No, he's been told to back off, so that's how it's going to finish, folks. Great performance. Unfortunate some of the scenes from the stoppages in play with some of the unruly fans. I'm sure that they'll get to the bottom of it, but great night on the court for Ike as they win it 94-78 over Hapoel Jerusalem. Ike win to force a deciding Game 3 in Jerusalem. So you look at the numbers, I mean, the free throw shooting, they ended up Jerusalem getting it up to 59%. But 4 more threes for Ike. They made a lot of their free throws early on. Their execution was better. Both teams with 30 rebounds, 5 more assists for Ike. They made the plays when they had to while building the lead, and then they were able to finish things off. Lamar with 24 points. Randolph had a game-high 28 in defeat. So Ike will be going back to play in their deciding Game 3 in Jerusalem. And we will go down to the court now and check out what's happening, get some feedback from both teams, get some reaction. So let's get out of the court and hear from Ike right now. Okay, we'll hear from Itai Segev first.
How good team you are this season. You have proven that you're a combat-proven weapon. So the margin is not easily justified. What do you think that happened, and you eventually didn't show up in the way you should in the second half?
Like you said, I think also in the first half we didn't. Only in the first maybe 5 minutes or 3 minutes we showed up. We're not as bad as we showed today, but we need to prove that we are better than we shown today. And we will do it next game.
In 3 games, in the third game, is there a way to learn a few more things about Ike and show what you've demonstrated in the first game and eventually take the advantage to the Final Four?
From my experience, third game, there's not much new you can do. You just to be aggressive, focused, and follow the game plan. And I believe that it will work for us next game.
Thanks a lot.
Wait, I want to say something. I want to say thank you to the fans that came a long way. It was an easy experience. And in Israel, they will make amazing atmosphere for us, and together we can win the game. Thank you.
All the best. Thank you.
Well, very important words from Segev as he talks about the importance of the fans. And Jerusalem did have a large group of fans come to support him. Tremendous. They will create an amazing atmosphere, as he said, in Game 3. Let's hear from Isaiah Miles.
It has been a nice-to-watch game. It has been a productive game. According to the score, and most of all, it was an effective game for your side. So, how did this amazing basketball that we show, especially in the second half, came up? How did you get so loose and play that well?
First, we have to credit our fans for showing out the way they did. I think without them, we wouldn't have had that energy to kind of face them. We came out flat the first time we played them, and then we didn't really show them how Ike basketball and how we played. I think today was how we played originally. And, you know, with the fans, with the motivation to go next round, we have that chip on our shoulder. You know, a lot of people didn't think that we would go this far, and that kind of motivates us to go far. So we got some dogs on our team. We got some dogs on our team, as you can see, and, you know, we're hungry. We're hungry. We want to win.
Are there any ways to demonstrate things that you haven't still demonstrated in the third game? I mean, both teams know each other very well right now.
I think defensively, you know, rebounding, for sure they're a really good rebounding, offensive rebounding team. So, you know, we had some mistakes from the offensive glass where they came in behind our backs. But, you know, if we shoot the ball the way that we did tonight and we defend the way that we did tonight, I think we'll have a good showing out in Jerusalem.
Thanks a lot, Isaiah.
Thank you.
All the best.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, the words from Isaiah Miles, from Ike. They're confident, and of course he praised the Ike fans that were here in the arena tonight, that were cheering for the team and helping them get over the hump and to force that Game 3. So just a real quick look at the best plays from the second half. Brenton Lamar, again, was just outstanding. And you can see Pierre Oriola as well, very active, getting it down low. Xanthopoulos came out, hit a big three-pointer. Speedy Smith. Just the foul trouble really kind of seemed to hurt him. He came out and played pretty well early in the start of the second half. Levi Randolph was great. That was probably his worst miss, but it didn't hurt because Segev was there for the offensive rebound and putback. And then Segev picked up the ball there as well and scored. But Ike were just not going to be denied tonight, as once they got the big lead, they were able to put on the finishing touches and to force the Game 3. Isaiah Miles doing all of his damage in the second half. That's why we wanted to talk to him right at the end. And then, well, Lamar was terrific as well. Just we saw his numbers, the 24 points. I'm pretty sure he's going to face some tough defense the next time they play in Jerusalem. Vanne knocking down the wing three-pointer. And Lamar just kept pouring them in. Fleonis, that was the backbreaker right there. They played great defense, and then they were able to get the three-pointer right as the shot clock expired. One more look at it. And then Lamar with the steal and the fast break. And then Mitchell with this dunk. So Fleonis, with that layup, and then the lob to Madsen, and the party was on for Ike as a clinch victory and advance to a Game 3 that'll be played next week, the decider between Hapoel Jerusalem and Ike. Tonight it was Ike winning it, and winning it comfortably in the end against a very determined Hapoel Jerusalem team. Well, I think we all felt like it was always going to be a Game 3, and so it is. Which team will make it to the Final Four? We're going to find out next week, folks. Ike pull even and force the decider. Thanks for watching, everybody.